I have many clients who come in and they're adolescents and they're trans, and they very, very, very much want to go on blockers or hormones depending on their age. So blockers can be used for younger adolescents, and it halts the process of puberty, so that it's just kind of like putting it on the shelf. We're just going to hit pause on puberty, and then if you decide to stop taking them, the biological puberty that would happen can take place, or that you can go on to hormone replacement therapies that would help them have a gender affirming puberty that affirms with their transgender identity. Um, so it's kind of like a placeholder while they get old enough to see, does this feel like something I want to do? Because uh, it is a really big choice. Older teenagers, a lot of the time, want to go on to hormone replacement therapy. So, therapies that help the body have a more masculine or feminine appearance and presentation. And a lot of parents are like, but what if they change their mind and they're not, and then they're stuck forever with these changes to their body? What are other people going to think? This is going to mean that my kid is really, really trans instead of just like going through a phase. It's a lot. I want to affirm with you as a parent, if that's who you are watching this, it's a lot. And statistically, only up to about 2% of people who have had medical assistance in their transition with hormones or surgeries or anything ever have regrets or want to what's called detransition. So that means 98% of people continue and are happy and are affirmed and living such a good quality of life because of the care they received. So 98%, like someone brings home a 98% on a test, that's awesome. You know, those are really, really high statistics that this is probably going to persist over time. Gender affirming care saves lives. People who are trans, and especially trans adolescents, are 6 times more likely to struggle with mental illnesses like anxiety, depression, and things like that, and to try to commit suicide or complete suicide. That's a really like humbling statistic for me. And we have other information that shows when these youths are able to engage in the type of medical services that they would like to, and especially if they live in an affirming environment, you know, maybe in San Francisco, like a super, super queer place, instead of like maybe somewhere in Mississippi that would not be affirming, their rates of mental illness and suicide risk plummet, absolutely plummet. So, one, I've talked to these people and can understand that it's not that being trans makes you mentally ill, it's that being trans in a body that doesn't feel right and in a world that doesn't treat you right causes mental illness, because that is so stressful. It's so stressful. I mean, there's a study showing that college campuses that didn't allow trans students to use the correct bathroom for the gender that they have were 50% more likely to kill themselves. What? So the stakes aren't always transition or suicide. Um, it can just be feeling sucky, feeling down about yourself. And I am a subset of one, but every single trans teenage client that I have worked with who's gone onto hormones has been ecstatically happy about it. Like over the moon, giddy, like dancing level ecstatic about it. And it is, oh, maybe not 100%. I'm trying to not do super statistics when I don't have the actual statistic backing. But their mental illness stuff that they're working with me lifts most of the time, because living in a body that feels right helps you feel okay in the world. So the big question It's something to talk with healthcare providers, mental health care providers, other parents of trans teenagers and things like that. Like, it is a big decision, and the evidence supports that your child, if they identify as trans, their life will be better when they receive these gender affirming services.